Hello ladies and germs. Yes, I'm going to use the ultrasonic cleaner today. I'm doing all kinds of interesting things lately. I'm slowing down and taking my time and then saving some time. So I'm going to just take this into the house. This is my newly invented ultrasonic juice heater upper container. Now I filter this every time, so that's pretty good, you guys. I just filter it through a rag. I'm going to take this into the house and stick it on high for about 5 minutes. And we're going to use the ultrasonic cleaner for these two pieces of equipment. This dirty old ugly thing came in this morning. And the owner says it starts and stalls. It's a typical Briggs & Stratton quantum engine with a heavier flywheel, because it's a stationary motor, no flywheel, right? No blade. And this little Coleman 5000 generator does the same thing. It'll start, but it won't stay running. He says he has to squirt gas into the carburetor. It won't even fire when he chokes it. So we're going to take both carburetors off. Boom. Boom, and stick them in the ultrasonic cleaner. But before we do that, I just wanted to check one thing on this guy, because once in a while the air filters on these get so clogged up they won't run, and it's like having a plugged carburetor, right? Come on. Oh, it might be held back. It's a longer screw or something. There we go. Oh, it's not bad, right? Okay. That's all coming off. So it is probably a dirty carburetor. So we'll see when we get the juice cleaned up. Alright, we'll bring you over here. We'll get this pumped up and we'll go get the soap out of the kitchen. Here we go. We'll be right back, guys. Yes, I just used one of those electronic meat thermometers to measure this temperature of this. It's soap. Now Steve from Steve's Saloon, he has a good video on using plastic containers in your ultrasonic cleaner. It's a great idea. We all do what we do, right? Let's get this heater on. We're not cleaning yet. Timer. I go 30 minutes, and those are just buttons, right? You set. Now I'm going to go get my glasses on for safety, and we'll start tearing apart that carburetor. So we're going to take the carburetor off, and we'll have to take the air intake, the filter, and all of that off too, so you can watch closely. Hopefully I will not get in your way. Zoom in a little bit. That should be... I'm trying to do a little better job of keeping you guys involved. Probably going to need a baking tray after all this too, right? Okay. We'll stack the parts over there. Okay, so there's 3 screws here, all 5/16. One's a retainer, and 2 hold the carburetor down, or 2 hold the cover down. Now he told me that he cleaned the carburetor, so that'll be interesting to find out, eh? Oh, and a holder on top. Slightly different than a lawnmower, eh? But close. Here, I was trying to be efficient. Oh, he didn't save the gasket. Excuse me? I don't know why all us small engine guys sniff a lot. Now, carburetor. He says that he did it himself. Now, when I let go of the vice grips, it leaks. So now we're not in a we're in a more controlled situation now. We're not in the field, so I can use a pair of tweezers or hemostats on the gas line. And I'm going to take the carburetor right off. So here's where we are. Carburetor, gas clamp, bolt 1, bolt 2 up and behind there. Hey, let's do something else too. Well, you know, this isn't going to take very long. I was going to move my toolbox over, but... Okay, gas line pliers. Good. Oh, and 3/8. Good. Okay. Carb's off. We're just going to have a quick look at it. He says he cleaned it. 1/2 inch. This stuff's all pretty standard stuff, eh? I got to do that generator today too, eh? And then we got another fun project in the wings. When I say fun project, I mean it's mine. Oh, it's loose. I don't think he cleaned it very well. Hope he's not watching. I don't think he's a computer kind of guy. We're going to stick a new one of those on there. I have some. Okay, let's just get a can of carb spray and see how this does. Well, this has got some pressure. He says he cleaned it. That's clear. Fairly clear. Okay, the doctor kit. Lately on these, I've just been jumping to the copper wire instead of the wire brush needles. Okay, that should shoot straight up real good. And you are watching this, right? Yes, you are. That's better. I think that's good enough. Okay, baby basket. Oop. I'm going to clean the bowl. Now let's just do a few squirts just to see if there's anything that jumps out at us here. That's blocked. that comes out of this Welch plug down over here. Should squirt out of there a little bit. Oh yeah. How about this one? Yeah, fair. Okay, it's flowing now. Okay, it's in the basket already. And I'm going to just take a little squirt into the seat. Should squirt out the fuel inlet. Good. Okay. So that's all that one is. Now, I have to just watch this to see if there's fluid in here. That's okay. Alright, we don't need to heat that up. You guys have probably been watching me, if some of my regulars. I do like to wipe stuff out with steel wool, but I don't get the steel wool near the tray because the tiny steel wool particles can do more damage than good. Okay, that's just a quick clean. You guys, most of you know that I would spend probably a half an hour on this carburetor. And that seal is still stuck on there. We're going to leave that right there. Okay, so that's that one. I'm going to turn you off and we're going to bring the generator over. All right. Second one. Same problem. This is probably all metric, this stuff. Oh man. Why is it? Oh, it's upside down, different. Okay, 310s to get that carburetor off. We got to get our tool, metric sockets. Excuse me. Yeah, I know. The man says excuse me to a camera. Excuse me again. Although this one has a gas shutoff, right? So I'm going to turn it off. See what happens. Hopefully you guys can see this quite well. Yeah, you can. Just barely got that one, eh? Keep this stuff together. Throw everything in the bucket so you don't lose it. Well, that carburetor should just pull right out of there. Let's get that gas line off. Same thing. Can you see over on this side? Yes, you can. He says there's only about 3 hours on this generator, and it just sits and sits and sits. Typical generator. Makes me think of my very own. Oh man, that fuel clamp is just typical. It's almost a Honda fuel clamp. I love Hondas, but they make the worst fuel clamps. There we go. Let's put that back where it belongs. Let's just have a little look at this gas. Let's see if it's dirty. He says it's new fuel, but is it new fuel at the entrance of the... Oh! Okay, this fuel looks absolutely perfect. Yes, I spilt a little. It's almost like this fuel cock leaks a little bit. I'm going to stick that back on there. I'm not fooling around today. That'll dry up. Okay, carburetor. Spring. I guess we'll just pull it off the rods first and then undo it. Oh, no, no, no. Here we go. Okay, come back up with me. Back down to the tray. How many hours have we spent at this little tray? Oh man. There we go. Make a name for myself. Now I'm just going to have a look. That's throttle, that's choke. Does it go there or there? It makes no difference. Okay. One loose piece. This is going to take a bath with that other one, huh? So now we need a 10 mil because we've gone. As soon as you go to metric, you got to use mostly 10 millimeter wrench. Oh, that's enough. Oh, make a liar out of me, eh? 11 or 12. And most of the Hondas, this is a Mitsubishi. It's hard to say. So now we're going to get the truth right now. Now this is the one we have to protect. We don't want to get carb spray on that. Nothing. Because we don't have any spare parts for this bad boy. This is I've never taken apart a Mitsubishi carburetor before. Have you guys? I'm just getting some punches. That side looks fat. That side looks fat too. There we go. Let's wash that one in a little basket. Look, how does it look? Looks good. Okay, the jets. This is the main jet going sideways through here, guys. Did you know that? Like not like a Briggs where the bottom nut is a jet. This is a Briggs, and this bottom bolt is a jet too, right? In the side out the top. This one, this little guy on the side is the main jet, if you can believe that. So we're just there's the needle. Well, that looks a little scunged. Okay, there's the needle that just fell out. We'll wash that. And then we're going to need a little bit bigger screwdriver. I'm starting to really love this old one. This is probably what's plugged right here. Ooh. It's a good sound, but a scary sound at the same time. Because I don't have parts for this one. Okay, that's plugged right off. How are we going to do this, guys? So there's our little jet. The gas goes through the side of the mount and then up into the carburetor from there, because the bottom is completely blocked off with the bolt. So here's our little jet, and we should be able to see, oh, we can see some, no, that's not my finger. There's absolutely nothing there. Let's get the lens lined up. There. So watch this now. We'll just take our little wire again. Come back to me. And we're going to poke. Let's just get a clean rag. Can you guys tell I like to clean carburetors? I'm going to wash that. and we're going to just see what comes out of here. Well, just a few tiny flakes is all. But now, without even washing anything, let's just have another look. Look at that. Can you see through that? We're going to wash it with goo, even before we stick it in the Ultra. Let's see, they get plugged backwards. I bet you this, there, I bet you this engine would run now. I never found much wrong with the other one, eh? So I'm kind of concerned. But there we go, we got a nice good hole through there, right there. Right there. Good. Alright. Don't mind me, Zip, I gotta do this. It's in my blood. Okay. It's called the, all of us rookies call it the idle jet. There's probably a fancy name for it, eh? It's good. Okay, that goes in the bottle. Oh, if I could take time in a bottle. And this is the semi-adjustable idle screw that doesn't come out unless you break it. And I don't think that's gonna pop off, so I'm not gonna do that. In she goes. This is a fairly large carburetor, actually. Of course I dropped it, right? There it is. Okay. Spare part. I'm just going to stick this in the ultrasonic cleaner. Walk this way. And all of the fun is done. And I don't quite have everything submerged. I'm just going to add a tiny bit of soap. I went up to 40 minutes because I lost a bit of temperature adding a little more liquid. But it's climbing already. Okay, back in 40 minutes. Okay, there's a controversy out there. People say you turn the heater switch on when you're activating. But I just turned the heater switch off because it came up to 61 actually, and then it settled back down. I have the heater turned off, so we'll see where the temperature is in a half an hour. Oh, 35 minutes, whatever, right? And I reorganize things so that the lid closes. So the soup is being cooked. Alright, I just cleaned both plugs. They look like this. This is the one out of the generator. And then it's a BPR 5ES. And this is what comes in the Honda clones mostly. So I think this itsy bitsy Mitsubishi is a Honda clone. And I know we got the thing buzzing in the background, but for your information, this is what I do to every plug I clean. Make sure there's not a wire in there from my wire brush in the grinder. I take the plug, I make sure I'm not touching any of the leads. I go to ground on one side, and I go to the electrode on the other, so there should be no change in the resistance. I'll just get you zoomed in on that a little bit. This is the big kahuna on spark plugs, guys. My background is electrical, right? So you see, short, can you read the meter? Short is 0 ohms, right? Well, 0.2, that's the resistance of the plugs. So now we go from ground to the main lead. It shouldn't change. There, I touched the end. So that's ground 2 at the end there, right? Sorry. And when you go to the electrode, it should be open. And then when you go from the tip of 1 to the end of the electrode, you'll read the resistance in the spark plug. And this one's around 4,000 or 5,000. 4.33K. It's perfect. But you don't see anything from where the plug wire goes to ground, so there's no leaking to ground. Good plug. Don't need to change. That's a pet peeve of mine when every time you buy a tune-up kit, you get a spark plug. Alright, 1 minute more. But when I heat the heater switch, it jumps to 64. So I'm actually going to go get the thermometer from the house. Okay, you saw it first here on Bruce Pender TV. Well, we can take any temperature of any meat we want, right? We'll just leave that in there for a few seconds, and we'll get our tray ready to go for the reassembly. I poured the waste oil from the generator into a container so I could tell how much I could replace it with. And it looks like it's just under a liter. So probably with all of the messing around, it's going to take a liter. That would make sense. Okay, we'll do a super clean on that later. There, that's the waste oil from the generator. And I know for a fact that the weed whacker is going to take a half a liter. So, with the heater turned off and the temperature set at 60, even with the heater turned off, it climbed to 60. Well, now it's 62, but was 63, right? 63. So it was probably 64, like it said down there. We'll go to heater switch. Yeah, it says 63. So that's pretty good. That's a pretty good comparison. Okay, we're going to pull our juices, the stuff out of the juice. Now I'm just going to pour a little bit of methyl hydrate over some of this stuff. Just to give us a fresh start so there's no soap left in anything. Look at that, I got a piece of stuff out too, so it was stuck in a corner. So nice and warm. Good. And you've seen me do this before. That goes back in the soup. We can unplug that. And this pours back into here. Yes, it's used. Ooh, I think I need a little funnel for that. And we might as well siphon it. Keep it good. Or strain it. It's still, you know, it's still 99%, 95% methyl hydrate, right? And we did get a crud bunny or two out of there, right? I got that saying from way back in technical school. Okay, which carburetor's first? I say the easy one. Excuse me. Alright, we need the rest of the pads. But we're going to stick in some new parts. I'm going to put in a new gasket. Needle. Briggs needle, not the itsy bitsy needle. Itsy bitsy Mitsubishi. Good. I guess I should give that a little blow, eh? These are so simple, these Briggs. Okay, float, needle, just like that. The needle hangs and the float goes, or the needle goes into the little hole where the seat is, and I'm going to gamble that the seat is okay. This one has round pin all the way, not a square-ended one. The other one has a square-ended pin. Good. And would you believe it that that's all there is to these? I'm going to use a 1/2-inch socket. Tighten this up. Just because it's a little hard to get at. Okay, so that's one carburetor reassembled. Now for the other. Let's blow it too. Ooh, I got a lot of moisture out of that one. Now if I haven't wrecked anything, the seal should be right here. I'm going to turn that over. I don't know if it has an upper and a lower, but it looks like it's in a little better condition on this side. Okay, we need a float and a needle, much like the. Oh, this is a Mikuni carburetor, by the way. I didn't mention that. And that goes in there just like that. My neighbor has a Harley. There we go. That was a little tricky. Pin. There we go. I might need that punch again. That's why I left them out. Punch, punch, punch. Yep. Good enough. Idles. Oh, let's might as well get the last. Okay, the choke's at the front, so I would assume the drain would be at the front, eh? And this was, is this a 12? Nope. Yes. Oh, we missed the superjet. Mikuni always has their jets on the side. I didn't know this was a Mikuni carburetor until I took it apart. This is the most important part of the whole show. Oh, and that, you know what, that emulsion tube does come out of there, but I'm going to trust that we are going to just have this guy cleaned like this. Come on, baby. Let my fire. Nothing's tight when you're using brass. Firm. Okay, back to the, check the seal, we're good. But the, are you with me? Yes, I hope I got this thing focused in the right direction. Good. And then the idle circuit, restrictive gas supply valve, jet. Okay, they're both ready to go on, and I need a little break. All right, let's get this carburetor back on here. So we replaced the old bowl jet seal, and we're going to replace the primer pump seal. First, we're going to mount the carburetor. But I know for a fact we need to connect the gas line and pinch it off. And the seal is still on the machine. The little black rubber O-ring. Remember that. So we're gonna, oh, we have to get the throttle linkage. Just we forgot the throttle linkage. There. Feels like there's a spring missing. Doesn't feel like there's enough tension there. Oh well, let's get this done up and we'll see how we do. Excuse me. Wire in the way. That's part of the window. No, we're good. The shutoff wire comes through a hole right near the edge of the carburetor. Every one of these is, you know, they're all so the same and they're all so different, eh? Okay, it was leaking when it came in, but he had worked on it himself. And then I think what happened was he got the carburetor clean, but he didn't, I think he broke the seal for the primer. So he ended up with the same problem. What am I doing? I need to get a little tiny bit of fuel in there. Clean fuel, not wipe the floor fuel. I'm not going to spill any. It should be enough to find out. Oh, it's still leaking like a sucker too. Okay. Okay. Well, that's good to know. So I might have to put a, you know, I never took a straw and blew into this carburetor, eh? I'm going to cheat on disassembly here. We got to find out why this guy's leaking. Boy, it leaked quickly too, didn't it? We're going to scrape off this bowl seal. Steel wool, where did you go? I saw it right here. Good, now I just got to go find one. Unless there's a hole in the bowl. Ah, ha, ha! There's a hole in the bowl. There's a hole in the bowl. So the last time he put it together, he must have jammed something. Right. I'll be right back. I gotta go find some. I gotta find a bowl that has the indentation. This is how it's done, guys. This carburetor is labeled parts. And that seal even looks okay. So if we can use that bowl, which looks perfect to me, looks perfect to me. I'm just gonna give her a little brush with steel wool. A little wash with carb spray. And I'm going to use the original bolt that came with this carburetor. But I want that, if it'll come, I want the seal, yes. A hole in the bowl. The plane in Spain made a hole in the bowl. Okay, well that's kind of neat. Going to help our problem, I think. Back to the machine. Gas line, or the throttle linkage first. Bring down the gas line to crib, and we can put this back together. Gas is already flowing, eh? Three. Good. Now we've used the float. Now we just need a primer. What do we call this? Primer gasket. I'll get you the numbers in the comments. There, I just reminded myself when editing to get the numbers in the comments. Plug it on the PCV crankcase ventilation tube. Oh, the gasket's already on, right there. It has three little nubs to hold that on there. And then we hook her up. Once again, making sure I got the right screws without using the electric impact wrench. Nothing tight until you get them all three on. I did a lot of assembly in my past life, and because a lot of it was metal, we would assemble the whole thing and then tighten it all down afterwards. And always just give it a little wiggle. Look at that, I let the gas cap off. Okay, so you're going to do this with me. Put this on here like that. Z bend, and then up and through, and back. So we got throttle control? Yes. Okay, so to test the primer button, you're going to come with me. I'm going to set this up right close so we get light. That should almost do it. Nope. I'm not getting a puff. Why not? Have we got a problem with the puffer? Yeah, we're not going to start that way. Well, that's too bad. No, it's not working. What you're supposed to see in there is a tiny little puff of gas right there on the top of that emulsion tube, right in there. It's hard to do, right there. And there's no puff of gas on top of that. Sorry guys, patcher. So I gotta play with that, and I think I know what's wrong with it. It's been diddled. Okay guys, I got it. See that puff of gas there now? On my thumb? and I just cleaned out I just cleaned out everything and made sure that the gasket was sealed better. I just took it apart and put it back together again. I'll back out a bit for you now. So that should start and go. Okay, we're right back, not even 2 minutes after. I'm going to lower this down and we're going to see if it starts. And I am going to give it a little power wash before I send it back to the customer too, even though it looks and smells like it runs on a farm. They don't have a front wheel, eh? So if it doesn't run, I will be surprised. So, stop and go. Prime. Right, this should fire right up. I don't believe it. Come on. What am I doing wrong? Turtle rabbit. Maybe it's flooded. There we go. Yeah, it's flooded. It's just an adjustment for that turn off, and we got it. Just one more try now. I'll fire it in the morning too when it's cold. Oh, still can't turn it off. Well, I'll have to adjust that. So we're working on the adjustment to shut this thing off. Okay, I just bent this arm that way, that one right there with the rod in it, so that it gets pushed further when this is pulled back. So we'll pull this back, and now that little clapper right there, that movable clapper, I'll get to it, is over top of the shut-off spring, which is right in that little hole there. So there we go. I'll just off, on, off, on. Isn't that something, eh? I hope I got enough battery in the camera just to give you the demo. We'll do it right on the stand. Run, chicken. Off. That's all there is to it. There, thanks for watching this one, guys. We're done. One more thing, guys. When I turned it off, this hit this plastic thing. So I just did the redneck adaptation, and when you turn it off, now that goes into that hole. See that? On, off. And that's probably what the whole problem was all along, eh? What's gonna do? Okay, this is on the Mitsubishi generator, and I had to have a look at the emulsion tube because before I put the carburetor back on the machine, because I never took the emulsion tube out of the carburetor. I left it in and I let the ultrasonic cleaner do its work, and it's nice and clean. I don't know what the condition of it was before, but it looks good. I'm not even going to fuss with it. This is a trick I learned from Sean. Zip. Oh, I just do a couple, tighten that up, but not too tight. And I do a couple of tightens on them so they seat. He would know. He worked on ships. Lots of brass on ships, I'm sure. Okay. Okay. I think we can do this. I put the generator on the stand so we don't have to bend over. These things are heavy, eh? So there shouldn't be too much involved here. 3 screws, a ratchet, an extension, a 10mm, and probably a pair of needle nose to do the spring. So here we go. Throttle, Z-bend, spring. These are nice. This is a nice machine, actually. It's not a clone. Now we hook that up like that. I think that's all there is to it. Oh, and then the cover, of course, gets the there's a seal on the cover. So there we are, right? Oops, there, I missed you. See, it's so easy to miss you guys. So the carburetor's on, the studs, no screws yet. There's the nice, really nice action governor, which is controlled from inside the motor, right? That controls your speed. But when it slows down, it gives it more gas and blah, blah, blah. And there's our nice little choke. Nice machine. Actually, I like it. Now, I don't know if there's any comparison, but my niece owned a Mitsubishi Outlander, and that was they both owned it, both sisters owned it, and I tell you, that was a heck of a machine. They'll say it was too, both of them. I think they're reminiscing about that vehicle, because that was back when vehicles didn't, you know, you get your first used vehicle and it doesn't cost you an arm and a leg. Whoop. Oh my God, what have you been looking at? So now the cover is on. The cover's on. With the PVC drainage hose. Suction. Positive crankcase ventilation. And then we put this clamp over top for the choke. 2 screws. Oh, we got to hook up the gas valve. Huh. Where is that gas valve? Oh, it comes right around to the other side. Isn't that something? Almost forgot the gas valve. Pliers. I think I dropped something too. Okay, these are stiff little guys. I think it's the Japanese way for gas clamps. You just got to work them in. There's a nub on the carburetor, eh? So I'll work on that, and I'll come back when it's done. All right, so we're ready to tighten up the cover. It's really weird. The gas line goes through a hole in the air filter holder. Isn't that weird, eh? And I brought it up above that bracket because I had to take an inch off because the old cable clamp cut into the cable. There it is right there. That's how much I shortened it. And it doesn't look like much, but it just cut into it right there. Weirdness. I don't like Japanese cable clamps, but I like Japanese equipment. That's like with Briggs, you like certain things. And we have to loosen those off just a tiny bit to get the bottom one in. So I've already got the gas turned on this case. In this case. Tighten that one. Tighten that one. And maybe we can, no, we can't. I'll just get a 10mm wrench and we'll do the last tighten on that a tiny bit. 10 or 12? 10. And that was tight. Good. Now we just have the air filter. Where did I put that? No, does this go on the outside or the inside? I think that's got to go there. Nope. That's probably got to go right there to keep the foam from getting impaled into the carburetor. And there's some marks on the inside there. And these always run a little bit better with the filter on, eh? They need just a little bit of more choke. You run lean with the filter off. Okay, choke. No, okay, choke, no choke. Very simple. Generator on, gas on. We need a testing device. Ooh, this is all I've got. I'm sorry, my technical friends, I do not have an AC load box. But we got, where's the panel? Well, we'll turn her 90 degrees now. I'm losing it. Oh, it's got to be right here on the front. Okay, you ready? It should fire right up on choke. Well, that's one of the nicer running generators I have seen. Most of them surge just a tiny bit because they're a stationary engine. So that's pretty darn cool. I'm just going to recheck everything. The oil, I'm going to wipe it down because it is dusty. And I'm going to give the my friend Daryl a call. He brought it over. He keeps this at his, he has a rural property. All right, this is just for you, Daryl. I cleaned it up like a new nickel. The only thing I did not tackle was it looks like somebody was playing with the seal on the tank. And that's just something we'll have to live with. It looks nice, huh? Love red.